I have this mobility scooter that a friend gave me for free. I put some cheap wheels on it, and I've been riding around with a blue bin for a seat. Insert photos and videos here. Now I've decided that I don't like it with the blue bin with the seat. I dubbed it the Methmobile, you know, for obvious reasons. But so I decided I want to do something different. And I have some other things that are going to go good with this, but what I picked up today for this is a keg. And I've just started laying out what I need to cut out on the keg to make it fit over top. Plan is, drop the keg in, sits about there, shorten, steering comes straight up in front of the keg, makes it look as much like a keg as possible. So basically a keg with four wheels. I think I'm gonna build some nice wooden foot rails to go between the wheels, and then some pretty basic 45 fenders with some checker plate aluminum in them just to tie it all in. I don't know, gotta see. What I'd really like to do is narrow this, but this axle will not fit in my lathe. So I just got a baby lathe, and there's no way I can really turn those down without paying money. So that's the other thing on this project. It's as cheap as possible. It says 24 volt motor. I'm running on 48. This is the electronic setup. Cheap eBay controller with throttle and some homemade forward and reverse. 48 volts worth of batteries. These are old APC battery backup batteries. We get those pretty cheap, sometimes free. So I'm just gonna cut this out, and I started cutting, and then I thought, you know what, maybe people would like to know what I'm doing. I'm gonna cut this out, just cut in a small section to start with, and with that small section is just enough to fit over the motor, and then I'm gonna start trimming things away to make it fit and kind of see what I'm dealing with, because I don't know exactly how it all gonna fit yet, but I think it's gonna be kind of cool. It's gonna basically look like you're gonna sit on the keg just like this, you know, butt sits there kind of thing, feet on those foot things I was just saying. Keg will look functional. Keg will be functional. We'll get into that in a bit, and it'll just kind of be neat. And I'll have to figure out all the steering, because obviously this angled geometry and stuff is not what I want. I want the steering to come from probably about here, and the keg's on there, straight up. But I'm just cutting this out to get it over the motor, so then I can figure out the steering, because the steering and shortening and all that's gonna be the hardest part, I'm sure. Idea is for the keg to sit down over top of everything, well, electronics and everything. So if you need to service it, you just take a few bolts out or a few latches or whatever I end up putting in, and you lift the keg up, and then you can service whatever's underneath. Okay. I got carried away with the grinder. Cut the whole thing into 3 pieces. Cut the groove out, like I was saying. Set it on. Looked okay. Needs to be shortened, obviously. So I'm just taking out this section here, which ends up being about 7 inches, which should bring the front of the keg to here. Ideally, I want this gone. Front of the wheels really close to the front of it. But I'm just going to try this and see what it looks like for starters, and then go from there, because obviously there's a lot of geometry changing here, which isn't too bad, other than I think I have to flip this and flip these, and a fair bit of work. So I just started cutting. I had the grinder out. Figured I'd cut everything up all at once, just because I was cut happy and I'm going to bed soon. So, and now she's short. Look at that. Yeah, I know you guys didn't get to see it a lot full size, but it's funny. It's really short. Don't get me wrong, it looks kind of good, but it wheelies like a mother. Wheelie good before. Stay on that back bar, you just give her a little throttle, she'd wheelie. Speaking of which, I did cut off the back curve bit, that piece over there. I left a little wannabe wheelie bars. Those are gonna need to be extended, I'm sure. But let's put this keg on here and see what it looks like. Okay, it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. You know, my original plan was to shorten the front, but now that I'm looking at it, I don't know if I'm gonna do that. I actually kind of really like it, the way it looks. Plus I had hoped that the rear wheels would be farther back, which I still can do by taking the motor and rolling it forwards a little bit and then pushing the axle back, or just bringing the keg forwards. But I'm actually really kind of liking the stance, the look, the everything on it. A little bit of wood footrests right here with a little wood fender, right? It looked nice. Some fancy wood, not just crappy wood. And then maybe same thing up here, maybe a couple of wood fender that's attached so it turns, maybe? I don't even know. I don't know. I gotta readdress this because it's not at all what I pictured. So like I said, I can still rotate the motor forwards. This is the first night I'm working on it, just having a look. I don't know, I'm kind of liking it. I got out the tripod because I want to see what I look like on it, because I think it looks pretty cool. So basic principle, I've got it locked up here because I just tack welded it together. Basic principle would be sit like right above the wheels, which makes it fun too, right? And feet go here. Like, I'm gonna have to watch this back to see what I look like, but I feel like I'd look cool. Do I look cool? Comment down below if I look cool. This is what it looks like without the keg on it. I'm digging it. I welded in a few more supports for your feet so it actually extends the frame out and your feet have somewhere to hold. Gonna add something, I'm not sure yet, but probably along and then the curve of the wheel so that these aren't just flapping in the wind. They're not quite sturdy enough to just flap. So I mean, it looks cool. It looks pretty cool. Put the keg on. There it is, keg on. Still not sure what I'm gonna do with the steering mechanism. It actually fits pretty bloody perfect right as it is, but I might change it up a little still, I don't know. And as you can see from the photos, the tank originally was gonna go inside, but my brother had the idea of putting it there, painting it blue, big NOS sticker on the front, which I'm totally down with because it makes the front end not look so out of place. So really, all in all, that's about what she's gonna look like. Have to tweak all the plates and everything, make those straps. These with the 3 supports is actually strong enough to stand on. I like it. I like it a lot. All right, just added a platform in. Trying to get some battery layout going. This is the old layout. It's just in a row like that because they fit in a blue bin. But now I'm restricted by the keg, obviously. So I've cut a big hole out, quite a large hole. And I think this layout will work right like this. And it's 48 volts, so we're gonna have positive, join, 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 negative, and then series those together with these. Sorry, parallel those together with these, and then parallel have the other set of batteries on top, which should give it a good positioning to fit in there, I think, I hope. We'll see. And I'll just have to figure out some kind of battery boxy thing, because I'd like to have a trim around, I guess is the word I would use, and then a wood across probably. So the next batteries, they used to be sitting on these pieces of wood and it seemed to work pretty all right for the amount of batteries I have, but I think this will work. I'm gonna play with a couple more. My keg cutout comes to here, so I don't have a ton of room in front, and I still obviously need to put the controller in over there. But I think this is probably going to be my ideal layout. And I still would like to come off of here straight up with just a little T kind of shape. So when the keg goes on, I sit on that, which sits right onto the keg. So not having to worry about the keg holding all the force. I mean, it's plenty strong, but you can even see though, when I cut it open, it's swelled. So they're clearly under some engineered tension of some sort. So this is the floor battery box number 1. Excuse my terrible cut. Just screwed it all in so it's all one piece. Just sits in like so. Comes back. Well, I'll put it in where it goes. And then the next battery box is drying, and I put a little step lip on it so it'll actually click into the top one. And I'll just do a strap and a strap and a strap and a strap of some sort to actually mechanically attach them. Run all the wires off, and I think I'm gonna mount the controller right here on the back of that battery, on the back of the second battery box. I think it's a safe place for it, easy place for it. So I've just spent the better part of like 2 hours, yeah, probably about 2 hours, figuring out the wiring both boxes in, making a bit of a wiring harness for the batteries. It's always the most stressful part for me because I'm so terrified I'm gonna dead short it and blow it up, because that's a lot of amps. But that's what it's looking like. So what we have is 48, 48, 48, 48, and then paralleled, and then these run out to doubles as well. They're paralleling into that box. Put a little wire retainer there, no real reason, but I felt like it. Managed to find an actual proper connector that's designed for it, which is good. Could have just stole that one because I'm clearly not doing what's meant there. This is my relay setup for reverse, because these controllers are significantly cheaper if you buy the ones without reverse. And then you just gotta use a couple dollars worth of relays, and then those just run off of handlebar switch. You gotta get rid of the L and make it an F. Forward, reverse. Okay. But I'm just about to put the batteries on, give her a spin, make sure everything's wired correctly, and we should be pretty good off. Apparently the batteries are dead. Progress report. Got a battery charger, proper one. Charged it up, seemed pretty good. I mean, as proper as China makes. I have started painting the tank blue. I have made my NOS stickers, 2 different sizes because I'm not sure. I decided to add some wheelie bars that hopefully I will be able to just, I think this is a good position. I don't know. I'm hoping I can just wheelie the thing for days, but we will see. I'm gonna weld those on, get the sticker put on, clear coat this after the sticker's on is what I'm hoping for, but we'll see. Yeah, that's the progress report for right now. I know you guys are watching this all in one video. For me, it's been like 3 days. So I'm just feeling like it needed an update. Okay, so here I'm taking it for a test ride. Showing it from the security cameras because I didn't think to set up a camera. I was just doing a quick test ride, you know what I mean? And as you can see, with a full battery, she wheelies like no tomorrow. I am really thoroughly enjoying that. So much so, super excited. I had to tell somebody, so I literally ripped over to the neighbor's house. What up, Dylan? Showed him my wheelie mobile, and yeah, just loving it. Back up here on the bench, true to anything I build, needs underglow. So I just went ahead and wired in the old grocery getter RGB underglow because the grocery getter went to addressable. Just crudely threw up some lights. Thanks, Jason, for the lights. And give it that bit of underglow that I like. You can see my tank is drying over there. What up? I'm gonna mount that next. And this is just running off its own 12 volt. I plan on putting a regulator in here, but I'm gonna see if this fits for now. I'm just gonna run a strap to hold it in place, but if it fits, great, because that saves me one thing to do. And these are Wi-Fi controllable, so I can turn them on and off once the keg's on there. All right, eh? Woohoo! It's not completed, but it's done for tonight. Complete with faking plumbing that runs up to nowhere. But eventually we'll run up to a keg tap handle thingy. Beer tap. Wheelie bars. Crudely welded on. Underglow. That green doesn't appear to be working. That's alright, I think I'm gonna rep blue. And if anybody's wondering on the paint, because I did paint this, it's actually brilliant blue from Home Depot. It was the closest I could find. I gave it a base coat of metallic, silver metallic, but I don't think it made any difference. And then just made some stickers for it. But yeah, I think it's pretty good. It looks pretty good. Needs a couple of big bug eyes right there, lights. Figure out why the green's not working, and that battery did fit under the keg. So I think this is pretty cool.